put a little filter on just for fun. Don't know why I felt like it. But anyways, we got some important stuff to talk about. So if you don't like the filter, you can, if you don't like my face, you can close your eyes and just listen to the audio of someone walking outside. So the conversation today that I want to bring to the table is actually about conversation. I believe Daniel Gardner and Michelle Gardner, known as OG Rose, have sort of talked about difficult conversations, but I think it's always good to share our own thoughts as well about what difficult conversations may constitute. So I think the first instance when it comes to conversation is that, like anything else, we are thrown, to use a kind of Heideggerian term. We are thrown into the world, thrown into being. We're also thrown into conversation. We can refuse to participate in conversation, but that's sort of difficult, I would say. The difficulty of refusing conversation. Because from the conversation point of view, the one inviting the conversation, is that ironically, what is a part of conversation is that someone can communicate that they don't want a conversation, that they're not interested in a conversation. So what this means is that we're just debating time. We're debating time about conversation. There's really no true opting out from conversation other than the ability to make it a quick conversation or a simple conversation. So if someone doesn't want a conversation, well, that's just a quick conversation. I don't want a conversation. You can say that with your body. You could walk away. You can be silent. It's still a participation of conversation. It's just not an extended one. It's not one that you can persist in communicating on. Hi, William. So this is the element related. Times when we talk about conversation and debate, people can feel the tension between a debate. But I think what's important, and this is something that is so hard to communicate, is that if everything is either debate or conversation, I'm lagging? Okay, cool. Thank you for telling me. So that means I'm gonna have to walk back. If everything is debate or conversation, then it's going to be hard to have difficult conversations, because difficult conversations will feel like debates. And if difficult conversations feel like debates, then we won't really attempt to try to understand each other. And when we fail to attempt to try to understand each other, it's just a matter of, well, who won the debate. And it seems like we interpret, hello Matthew, it seems like we interpret any tension of conversation as the beginning of a debate. And if it's the beginning of the debate, it's also the beginning, or the end, actually. It's the end of a conversation. That's what an end of a conversation would lead to, is the beginning of a debate, when it starts to feel I let that car pass. When it starts to feel like there's tension. So any tension is the phenomenology of what we determine as a debate. The real question is, how do we cultivate conversations that you can feel the intensity of disagreement, but also at the same time, it's not a debate. No one's trying to win here. No one is trying to get the upper hand on anyone. And I think that's sort of significant. I think that's significant because I don't think many of us understand that kind of feeling. We sort of lack the acquaintance of that kind of